Hello, beautiful people. This is a video to tell a little bit about what I've been doing since I became debt free. I'm technically no longer debt free, however, I am student loan debt free. So, back in 2018, I paid off all of my student loans. I had $92,000 in student loan debt, and I paid it off in 5.5 years. So after that, I still decided just to stay in the apartment that I was in and continue to save my 6 to 12 month emergency fund, and to also save some money so that I could put down on a home, or a new home, because I had sold my home in the process of getting debt free. So after I did that in 2018, fast forward to 2020, I started looking for a home. And at that point, I had decided that I wanted a multifamily home. I wanted something that I could, quote unquote, house hack in, and preferably a duplex. So that's what I actually found after a few months of looking. And at the beginning of, no, I apologize, I have my dates wrong. It was 2019, at the end of 2019, I started looking for a home, and I found a duplex that I liked. And in 2020, February 2020, I found something I liked. And in March, I closed on a duplex, and I started renovations on it. And that took a few months to finish, because although the house passed inspection and there was someone living in it, at the time that I bought it, there was someone in both units of the duplex. Once that person moved out, one side of the duplex, I saw that it was not up to my standard to actually move into. She had been there a while. She was an older lady. She had a lot of things. She had a lot of grandkids and kids that stayed with her in and out. So yes, the carpet needed to be changed. It needed fresh paint. I did some very mild demo removal of a counter, just to give it a more open space, because it was such a small living area. It's only about 900 square feet, because the total duplex altogether is about 1,700. So it's about 950 ish. So 1,800 altogether square feet, I believe. And yeah, so that took a while. I went in, I went under the house, I put in new installation. I put on a new roof, because I put on a metal roof, because the roof that was there was soft in spots, and it already had some spots inside where you could tell it had some leaks, and I just wanted to go ahead and nip that in the bud, if I could, prevent anything else from happening there. So after the 3 months and the house was finally done and moving ready, I actually moved in. I was supposed to be in way sooner than that, but with COVID, and COVID had just hit as soon as I closed on the house, was around the same time that COVID started to hit really hard. So it took a while for everything. Yeah, and I just really wasn't expecting it to take that long. And so after 3 months or so, we moved in. For the most part, it was a great experience in the beginning. We had great neighbors. However, this duplex was in the hood. Yes. So we had prostitutes. We witnessed drug deals go down right in front of our eyes in broad daylight. And not to mention that this house is right off of MLK, if I need to say any more. The great thing about it, of course, is very close to downtown. You can tell the neighborhood is changing, which has its pros and cons when it comes to gentrification. You know, I love to see my people, and I know the history of the area because I know the hard work that went into that. And there's actually a college that's very nearby, and I know the endeavors that our people went through in the level that community once was, and to see it in um, that state right now, it's heartbreaking. But a little piece of me wanted to do my little part in trying to turn that around. So I bought in that area knowing what it was. And to be honest, I had that feeling because, you know, I would go there, of course, to visit it. And the guy that was renovating it for me, he was like, Angela, are you sure you want to move in here? Are you sure you want to move in here? I really don't think that you should move here. Because he was there every day, in and out, in and out. I was just there, when I bought the house, I went and toured it, and I would go there from time to time. It's much different from actually living there and staying in the house overnight, night after night, week after week, month after month. So when I got there, I was like, okay, I see what he's saying. And yes, it was a bit nerve-wracking and a little scary. We heard gunshots pretty much every night. We would see people's car windows shot out, and it was a little unnerving, but I tried to stay as normal as possible. I would go for my walks on a daily basis. I would take my weapon, of course, but yeah, so we just tried to truck along. However, after being in the duplex for about 3-4 months, there was actually a drive-by shooting right in front of my house. And it wouldn't have been so bad if I didn't have bullets actually hit my house. And at the time, I was in the shower. My son had just left the living room, and he was walking down the hallway, and a bullet, just missed him. There was a bullet in the dresser, and in my guest room. There were bullets in my living room wall. One actually hit my car and blew my back tire out, and it was just a mess. If it wasn't for that, if those bullets did not actually hit my home, I think I probably would have stayed. But with it being that close to home, I just couldn't stay. And I knew the stipulations of the type of loan that I had. I had FHA. I put my 3.5% down. I did everything I could in my power to stay there. I wanted to be there. And continue to save my money and just stack from there and decide what to do next. But with that happening, I just couldn't. I just personally did not feel comfortable or safe there every night. I would sleep with my gun next to my head. I would always have it out when I was home, and it was just really unnerving. So unfortunately, we stayed there, like I said, a few months, and in November of that very same year of moving in, I moved out. And I can say that the new tenant that moved in to the side of the duplex that I was actually living in, she's a great tenant. She always pays on time. She keeps the home up very nice and neat and tidy. She takes care of it. I don't hear a peep out of her. My other tenant that was there when I was actually there, and she was there before I even bought the home, she's great too, pays on time, has 2 great children, and I bonded with her. Yeah, so it cash flows. It's a great property. I don't have many problems out of it as far as maintenance wise. I have a wonderful I have a wonderful property manager, and you know, I don't want this to be a discouragement to anyone for buying, quote unquote, in the hood, because it is a great investment. We have to invest in our communities and do our best to lift them up and bring them up out of the rut that they're in. And I have no regrets about that. The property has increased in value, of course, especially with the rents and everything having increased over this past couple years with COVID and all of the housing crisis that's going on. So I don't regret the purchase. I don't regret the purchase at all. The experience was scary. However, I did learn from it. I learned to watch my environment. I learned to be more attentive, to get to know my neighbors better, and become a little bit more close-knit with my people and my neighbors. And I learned a lot from the process that I actually went through of buying the multi unit home. I learned a lot in doing the renovations, as far as what things are called, and the process of doing things in legal terms and legal aspect of things, as far as bringing a home up to code and things of that nature. So that was great, and I don't regret it. I just wanted to share my experience about, buying a multi-purpose home, multi-unit home in that type of area, and my experience and some of the things that I went through, as far as it being FHA purchase, and the dilemma that I was in. It was such a burden for me, but when it came to the safety of my family, I tried, but yeah. So I want to thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment, and I would love to answer and help in any way that I can, as far as the buying process is concerned, as far as buying in low income urban areas is concerned, as far as being a Black woman real estate investor is concerned, anything of that nature. Feel free to contact me, and I will be happy to answer and help in any way that I can. And be blessed, beautiful people. Bye-bye.